There's nothing worse than a video where some YouTuber pops up on the screen and tells you how hard they got it. When the reality is that if you can make a living on YouTube, you've got it a lot better than most people. But man, I do feel like this job comes with its own, unique set of aggravations that most jobs just don't have, It's the only job I can think of where doing your job gets you in trouble with your boss. Because what is the job? The job is entertaining people. It's making videos or doing live shows that are interesting enough to move people in some way. Whether it be like some kind of emotional reaction, or laughter, or gets them to think, or whatever. Sometimes the very act of doing that job will actually get you in trouble with YouTube. My friend Paul and I ran a streaming channel called Ideology. It was a channel we'd both do these little informal live streams on. Nothing very planned out. We'd just get on camera and talk to the chat, A couple of weeks ago, the channel got a strike. Why? Because Paul played a 911 call from a fucking decade ago from a famous story that was covered in the national press of a woman being attacked by a crazed chimp, And while he listened to the call, he watched footage of the game Ape Escape. And the juxtaposition of listening to a crazed chimp on a rampage while watching this innocent video game that also involved monkeys, that made him laugh, And YouTube looked at it and said, that's bullying. That's harassment. No discussion, no here's what you did wrong and here's what you can do to avoid it in the future. No warning, just one strike, you're out. And a channel devoted entirely to streaming lost its ability to stream. So Paul created a new channel called The Poltergeist for his streams. And I started doing my streams on TJ Does Life. Well, last night my TJ Does Life channel received a strike when I was mid-stream, and it was for pornography. Fucking pornography. Why? Because part of the background behind the chat was an animated gif of a clothed female butt getting played like bongos. Not hard, mind you, not like, "Wah!" Just lightly tapped, like doot, 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 doot. Could have shown this gif on ABC Family, all right? There's tons of stuff on YouTube way more explicit than that. The gif was downright innocent. I mean, look at it. This is not nudity. This is not pornography. But YouTube said it was, and they're the boss. One strike, you're out. No more streaming on TJ Does Life unless I win the appeal. But YouTube has not so much as glanced at our ideology appeal from 2 weeks ago. So I'm not holding my breath for a speedy resolution. So I've created yet another streaming channel. And I just called it something generic like TJ Streaming Channel 1. Because I know that at this rate, there's going to be TJ Streaming Channel 2 and TJ Streaming Channel 3 and so on and so forth. But I'm not done complaining about YouTube strikes just yet, because my podcast, Deep Fat Fried, has also been the victim of a strike. That's yet another channel that we can't stream on now. Why? Because this one is probably the most ridiculous. It's hate speech. Fucking hate speech. I've looked at YouTube's hate speech policy, and guess what? We did not violate it. We made a video called YouTube Sucks, Rocks versus Guns, Jewish Pork, Flash Fried. I think it was the Jewish pork that got them upset, but maybe it was just telling them they suck. I don't know. The Jewish pork bit was us looking at a story about a rabbi in Israel who was saying that he believed that cloned pork would be kosher, which means that if his thoughts on the matter became accepted, Jewish people would soon be able to eat pork. And we chanted, Jewish pork, Jewish pork. How is us talking about that hate speech? How is that even remotely close to hate speech? So here's the deal. It's my job to entertain you. Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I fail, but that's what I do. That's why I exist in this form. That's why this platform of YouTube exists to enable me and others like me to do entertainment. But sometimes me and my friends get in trouble for just trying to entertain you. And how can we avoid it? How can we avoid it when YouTube has its own crazy ideas about things that it doesn't share with the rest of us? Like on YouTube, this is harassment.
What's the problem?
Send the police!
What's the problem there?
The kids killed my friend!
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please!
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police up! With a gun! With a gun! Hurry
Who
up!
has a gun?
Please, hurry up! He's killing my girlfriend!
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend!
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee!
Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend.
Hurry up!
With a gun.
Hurry up, please!
There's someone on the way. What is the
On YouTube, this is pornography. On YouTube, this is hate speech. Lab-grown pork, this is according to a rabbi, could be kosher for Jews to eat.
Woo! Finally! Oh, wait, I already ate pork.
Does
Never
that
mind.
say with milk?
With milk.
Dude, I love pork and milk.
Pork
Paul,
and milk.
Paul, you can finally eat pork again, dude. I know you're. Well, look, TJ's.
A prominent.
TJ, can we address something?
Yes.
Dude,
what?
for years, Paul has said he doesn't eat, he doesn't dine on swine.
I'm Shomer Shabbos.
But you know what? It's because Paul's actually Jewish. We want to announce it now. Look at the curls. I mean, Paul's Jewish.
Shomer Shabbos.
Jew Paul.
But now that they finally,
You heard of
might have-
RuPaul. This is Jew Paul.
This is Jew Paul, dude. Now Paul's gonna finally be able to eat pork again.
Thank the Lord in heaven.
All right, so here's what we got going on here. A prominent Orthodox rabbi in Israel said that lab-grown pork will be kosher for consumption by Jews, even when eaten with dairy products. I don't know what the connection with dairy products is.
There's a bunch of crazy
Rabbi Yuval Sherlow told the Ynet site in an interview published Wednesday that cloned meat is not subject to the rules that apply to the consumption of regular meats.
Oy
in the
vey,
interview,
what a mitzvah.
It's all good.
What a
Sherlow,
mitzvah this is.
yes, of the blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
You can eat it.
So apparently he says, this is the guy right here. This is the motherfucker that's going to fucking bring pork to the Jews.
Yes!
A great man, yes! Jew pork, Jew pork, Jew pork, Jew pork, Jew pork, Jew pork, yes! Jew pork. Finally! YouTube, you need to put down the crack pipe, okay? Because on the matter of ideology, Paul did not harass anyone. He made a joke. It was a dark joke, but it didn't harass anyone. He wasn't going up to the girl who got attacked by the chimp and laughing in her face or spamming her social media accounts or interacting with her or seeking her attention in any way. Nor did he even say anything cruel about her. He was simply making a joke about a strange and unusual event that was widely covered in the press and wasn't even recent. You can't even make the too soon argument. In no way could any sensible person come to the conclusion that what Paul did on ideology was harassment or bullying. On the matter of TJ Does Life, to call this GIF pornography is insane. There's no nudity, there's no penetration or even the insinuation of penetration. This could be in a movie and it would be rated PG-13. There's tons of videos way more explicit than this all over YouTube. Hell, Cartoon Network has put raunchier stuff on their airwaves. This GIF is completely innocent. Yet, I have a video taken down. Taken down, not age restricted, but taken down entirely over this GIF. This GIF is being considered pornographic by YouTube. And because of that wildly inaccurate and wrong-headed classification, I can't do a stream on TJ Does Life, a channel, once again, that's built around streaming. On the matter of Deep Fat Fried, to call us covering a story about a rabbi saying that cloned pork would be kosher, to call that hate speech, is just beyond the pale ridiculous. How in the hell is that even remotely close to hate speech? YouTube's policy states, hate speech refers to content that promotes violence against or has the primary purpose of inciting hatred against a group or individuals based on certain attributes. Our video does not even come close to qualifying for that, yet it has been taken down. And we don't have the ability to live stream to the Deep Fat Fried channel right now. All of these strikes across our channels have been appealed, but once again, YouTube doesn't seem to respond to appeals. They don't seem to pay any attention to them. Once YouTube has made its decision that you broke the rules, there effectively is no appeal. And to YouTube, I just want to say, I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you want from us. Our job is to entertain, but for entertaining, we're being penalized. Because we never know when something we do will be wildly misinterpreted by YouTube as being something totally other than what it is. There's no way of even knowing what crazy thing they'll claim next. And the balance of power is completely weighted in their favor. The truth doesn't matter at all. The only thing that matters is how YouTube sees it. And at this point, that's far from clear. And if you're looking for a reason to care about any of this, I'll tell you why you should. Because when creators are stifled by rules that make no sense, either in their interpretation or in their enforcement, then you're the ones who have to suffer the repercussions of less interesting content from creators who are scared to push the envelope in a creative atmosphere where even looking in the direction of the fucking envelope seems to get you in trouble. So how can you help? First of all, get this video in front of the eyes of YouTube. Tweet it to them at their Team YouTube Twitter. Don't be rude. Don't cuss them out. Just tell them that you don't think any of these strikes make sense and ask them to review this video for more information. That's the biggest thing I'd ask of you. Just try to help us get this in front of the eyeballs of YouTube so that maybe they'll come to their senses, see reason, and see that these are not legitimate strikes, and hopefully they'll reverse them. The only other thing I'd ask you to do is to follow as many of my channels and social media as possible. And I know that sounds like I'm just trying to, get subscribers and follows out of this to make myself look bigger, but it's really just about making sure that I have a direct line of communication with you. Even when one line of communication is silenced, I have several others. So I have all of my channels and all of my social media linked below, and I'd ask that you consider following and subscribing to all of them so that, YouTube can't just shut me down in one place and then I can't communicate. I'm TJ Kirk. Peace the fuck out. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.